Welcome to Gartner ThinkCast. I'm Alexis Waringa. Today, we're continuing our coverage of Gartner IT Symposium Expo with a quick but powerful set of insights from Gartner Distinguished VP Analyst Mary Mesaglio. Recorded live on site in Orlando, Mary shares what she heard from numerous conversations with top IT leaders and offers her perspective on what makes this moment especially challenging for CIOs. From geopolitical volatility and AI vendor races to the evolving nature of workforce identity. In just 4 minutes, she outlines the 4 major forces shaping leadership today, along with a couple practical strategies to help navigate them. Now, here's Mary.
Hi, everybody. I'm here at IT Symposium Expo wrapping up, and I thought I'd share a little bit about what I'm seeing and hearing in the conversations I'm having. First thing is, I think it's a really difficult time to lead right now because there's 4 forces that are bearing down on leaders and making it difficult for them to make decisions. The first is geopolitical and economic tensions and volatility will remain high, but leaders have to know how to reconfigure their business, and that takes a really long time. So the volatility is high, the reconfiguring of the business is slow. The second thing is that revenue generation is decoupling from human headcount. This is a long-term trend, and right now, leaders still really need to count on their human workforce. And so it's hard to know how to move forward and reassure them when that new hybrid workforce is still emerging. The third force is that the AI tech vendor races are going at top speed. The tech vendors are going all out in all the races. And CIOs and IT leaders need to make long-term strategic bets on particular vendors and technologies, and it's hard to know who's going to win. And so that's a really difficult tension to overcome. And the last thing is, we humans, we evolve the way we've always evolved. That is to say, for leaders, there's a limit to how much you can accelerate change in your human workforce. So all those forces are bearing down and making it difficult to lead right now. And I think there's a couple of things leaders can do. One really concrete thing is optionality, real options. Real options, if you Google it, you'll see that it's like this massively complex mathematical model. I don't mean that part. I mean just the notion of when you're taking a decision, people tend to think in terms of cost. What's the cost of the decision? In terms of revenue, how much money am I gonna make? And in terms of risk, how much risk is involved in this decision? But there's a fourth thing that you can consider, which is how many options remain available to me? How many options can I protect and keep open once I've made this decision? So like if I'm making a decision to hire someone, this notion of the probationary time is a way to keep the option open. It didn't really work out. We're gonna go in a different direction. Or I'm investing in Vietnam and I don't know what's gonna happen with geopolitics. So I could buy a warehouse, that's a really big investment, or I could just rent it and keep the option open to maybe buy it in the future or decrease that investment. All those are ways of keeping doors open, keeping options open, and I think it really matters right now. So considering options as a peer consideration from cost, revenue, and risk is a really good way to deal with the volatility. So you have more avenues open to you every time you make a decision after you've made it. The second thing is there's a ton of questions here at Symposium about the impact of AI on the workforce. And people want specifics. They want to know, like, specifically, how is my role going to be impacted? Specifically, what's happening to software engineering and how is that role going to evolve over time? And CIOs are asking, what does my workforce of the future really look like? And Gartner has a ton of research on this. We can help you with it. But one thing I think really matters is this is an identity threat for your people. And identity threats are not resolved with a bunch of rational, reasonable arguments about, what the company needs or what the public sector organization needs and where we're going and the pace of technology change. That's all true, but you deal with identity threat a little bit differently. The first thing is people need a lot of affirmation. They need a lot more feedback when they're feeling like their identity or their status is threatened. And the second is co-creation. All of our case study research suggests that co-creating the new roles together with the employees that are impacted is a much better way to keep them engaged and productive, and you need them. So go be the leader you wish you had. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.
Thanks for listening to this latest episode of ThinkCast. That was Gartner Distinguished VP Analyst Mary Mesaglio. To learn more about this topic and register to attend a Gartner conference near you, follow the links in the notes. ThinkCast will be back wherever you listen to podcasts a week from today. In the meantime, please rate, review, subscribe, and share with a colleague so neither of you will miss it.